remember to work quietly and follow along. At any point, you may hit the pause button to catch up or take a break and work at a pace that is best for you. Here are the materials you will need for this project. Hello everyone, today we're going to be making some gumball machines out of paper. Alright, your first step is taking your sheet of red paper. It's about half the size of a regular piece of paper. Right? We're going to turn it this way because this portion of our gumball machine is kind of short. So we're going to work with our paper this way. With a pencil and your hands, we're going to mark where we're going to cut and measure using our fingers. I'm going to take my hand and 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers over on the inside. I'm going to put a mark right there. We're going to do the same on the other side using the same hand, putting our pointer finger on the outside of the red paper and counting inward 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And placing a mark right there. When we have your 2 marks, what we're going to do is we're going to go from the mark to the bottom corner of the page. And don't worry about your lines being straight. Right? So we're going from this mark to the corner and this mark to the corner. That will create a trapezoid, which is 4 sides, kind of like a square, but one side is short and one side is long. Now with our scissors, alright, I'm going to cut out our trapezoid shape for the bottom of our gumball machine. I'm cutting from one corner to the mark we made with our hands. I'm going to try to cut as straight as I possibly can, but it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, okay? Alright, keep these scraps because we're going to use them in a little bit. Here is the bottom of our gumball machine. Next, we are going to use one of our scraps and we're going to create a rectangle. This will be the top of our gumball machine. It's really great to repurpose and use every single scrap that we can. Now a rectangle is like a square, but it has a short side and a long side. So with your scrap piece of paper, again, we can use 5 fingers this time or our whole hand and count over from the edge of our paper where it makes 2 sides. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and place a mark. Okay. Now we can connect that mark and it can only be about 2 fingers tall. We're just going to make a basic rectangle. It can be any size really, as long as it's a rectangle that shows the top of your gumball machine. This acts as like the lid where we can put all the gumballs in. And we're going to cut it out. Okay? Pretty cool. I'm going to get rid of the rest of my scraps. Now with our gumball machine, we are going to create the glass ball that holds all those awesome candies. We're going to get a white piece of construction paper and we're going to go back to our red base. We're going to use it kind of as a thing to measure or judge how big you would like your glass ball to be. It can be any big as you want it. We kind of want it nice and big so it holds a lot of candy, right? With our pencil, we're going to do our very best and draw a circle. My circle's not perfect. Okay, that's okay. With a pair of scissors, go ahead and cut out your circle. As you are cutting your circle, you can make a little adjustments. Like I kind of feel like my circle is a little fatter than it is taller, so I'm going to add a little bit more to the bottom. Great! Not a perfect circle, but will work just fine. I'm going to put my scraps aside, keeping my red triangle or my red rectangle. Alright, double check what we have here. We have our trapezoid red base. We have our rectangle lid. And we have our glass bubble. There's one more thing we need to cut out for your gumball machine, and that is where the candy will come out. So before you get totally rid of that white piece of paper, we're gonna come back and again, make a rectangle. It can be a little wider than the last one. All right, a little bit taller than a square. And we're gonna cut it out. It can be from any scrap part of your paper, but it really helps to make the most out of the paper if we can use the straight edge and maybe even the corner, so we get two straight edges. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect, it can be any size you want. All right, this is gonna go down there on the bottom. Something like that. All right, now we're gonna get a glue stick and we're gonna put our gumball machine together. Let's do it. Let's start with the base and our red trapezoid. Make sure if you have any pencil lines that they are to the back. That will help keep our project looking nice and clean. Going to just take my glue stick, and on the back where the pencil lines are of my little rectangle door, going to add a lot of glue. Not too much though, right? And put it in the center of the bottom side of the trapezoid or the base of my gumball machine. Okay, I'm just pressing it to make sure the glue really sticks. Sometimes it just needs a little encouragement. Now, let's add on the glass ball of our gumball machine. I'm going to add just a glue right where the curve of the glass is going to touch the top of the base. Okay, so I'm not going all the way because my circle is going to curve before that, just enough where when I place it on, have a nice sticky spot right there. Okay, I'm just giving another press. All right, we have our door, our base, and our glass ball attached. We're missing one thing. It is our lid to our candy gumball machine. Again, flipping it over, making sure that the pencil side is where the glue is going. And I'm gonna glue the whole thing and place it at the top of my glass ball in the center. There we go. Here comes the fun part now. We get to now add gumballs or any type of candy you'd like in your gumball machine. When you add gumballs, you can add so many different colors and put them any way you want. You can overlap them and add different sizes. It really gives a good feeling and makes it look a little real and a little bit of abstractism, you know, to your piece as well. We'll talk about more of the details in a little bit. Let's add some gumballs. All right, I'm gonna bring over my papers. I'm using a variety of scrap paper that I find because we just need small pieces. And again, it's good to make the most out of our materials. I'm gonna start with pink. Slide things over. All right, now this is a choice for you, whatever you are comfortable with. I'm just gonna grab my scrap piece of paper and use this corner right here. You can use a pencil and draw a circle or many, or you can just cut them out. But if you're not really good at cutting out circles, it might be best to draw one first. All right, I'm gonna do my best to stay on my lines. There we go. Here's number 2. And number 3. I'm gonna just take my scrap, and if it's a big amount of scrap, I'm gonna save it for another project, and if it's a small amount of scrap, I'm gonna throw it away. But I'm gonna just put it aside right now. I have them in separate piles, so that way things are really nice and neat. You can keep your gumballs in your gumball machine, or you can lay them up at the top. Let's do another color. For my second color, I chose purple. You don't have to do purple. It can be any color you want. Whoops. I'm going to start by drawing some circles on my paper. Now keep in mind, boys and girls, it helps to work towards the edge of the paper, not just drawing one in the center, because that kind of wastes paper. Then we have a hole in the center of this nice paper. Remember, keep them towards the sides or in a line, and that will also help make cutting them out much easier. Now you can cut out as many of each color as you like. I'm going to just stick with 3 for the purpose of this example. 2. And 3. Again, my little scraps that no one can use are going to go in one pile, and my big scraps in a different pile to save it. Let's go to another color. This time I'm going to use green. Grabbing my pencil, and I'm going to use this corner down here so I can get the most of it. My circles will fit in this shape. There we go. So 1, 2. Maybe you only want 2, and that's okay, or maybe you only want 1. I'm just going to do 3 again. You can do as many as you want. The different colors you have and the amount of different colors will make your project unique to you. I don't have any small scraps this time, so I'm going to take my big scrap and put it on my big scrap pile. My next color, I'm going to do orange. Let's repeat the process. Down at this part of my paper, I can fit all my circles in, so I'm going to put them right here. It helps too if you want to cut out the section of the scrap piece of paper that you're using. That way you don't have to fidget with the rest of the scrap paper. Okay? So much easier. Then I can put this, my big piece of scrap pile paper, and this, I can just maneuver my hands a lot easier. 1, 2, 3. Nobody can really use this much, so I'm going to put it in the garbage pile. Next, I'm going to go to yellow, because I feel like I need some bright gumballs in my machine. Over here I can fit my 3 balls really nicely and make the most out of the paper. So 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm just going to cut off the section I'm using, and this is going to go in the save pile for the scraps. One, 2, 3. Great. This is going in the garbage pile. I'm going to line up my dots so we can see them. And my last color for you today, as you could probably guess, is blue. I can fit some dots down here, so I'm going to just use that space. 1, 2, 3. I know you probably can't see them, but that's okay. So I'm just going to cut off the scrap that I'm using and put this in the save pile. Perfect. 2. Last one. 3. And this is going to be in the garbage pile. Great. Here we go. Now we get to add all our gumballs in our gumball machine using our glue stick. And you can put these however you want and arrange the colors. Okay, I find it fun just to pick them at random. I'm gonna start with a pink gumball. Now you'll notice my pencil lines are facing me because that's where I'm gonna put the glue. That way, when I flip over my gumball, you can't see the pencil lines and my work looks a little bit neater. I'm going to start at the bottom of my gumball machine because that's where all the gumballs really sit. Notice I'm keeping my gumball in the glass bubble. My gumball is not way down here or over here. It's in the glass bubble. It's not even floating outside because it wouldn't in real life. It wouldn't be outside the glass. So make sure there's just a little bit of white of your paper showing between that and the gumball. Ooh, next I'm gonna go to blue. Flipping, whoops, making sure that my pencil isn't really showing and I am good. This is the pencil side, adding some glue. I'm gonna put it right down here. Once again, I'm gonna adjust our page here, making sure that there's still a little space at the bottom of the bowl. Checking my green dot now, I don't see any pencil lines, so I'm gonna add some glue, flip it over, and add it right beside. I'm also keeping some space in between the gumballs to really show that they are round and that there's space in between them. Okay, gluing on my pencil side and flipping it over. I'm adding a yellow. We need an orange. There's the pencil lines. Now you can also overlap them. That makes it appear that this gumball is closer to us and these, the pink and the yellow, are behind it. Let's add a purple. See my pencil line? Purple can go right there. Great. See how they kind of fit in the pocket of one another? You can add all different shapes. I'm gonna go back to a green. There we go. Green can go right there. Orange. I'm gonna go with orange. It's kind of fun to be able to randomly pick your different colors. We definitely need some more pink in there. We need some more blue. Let's get some blue going. Need another green one on this side. We want to try to balance out the colors across our gumball machine, because in the gumball machine, all the pink won't be here and all the blue won't be here. They are really spread out and randomized. Put purple right there. Making sure I have the correct side. See, I pink, and pink can go kind of right there. We definitely need some more yellow. So I'm gonna get more yellow. Perfect. Alrighty. There we go. I'll put the blue right in there. And my yellow. That will look nice right there. I'm starting at the bottom and it makes it look like the bowl is really filling up. There we go. I have 2 dots left. I'm going to use orange and put it right about, I think it looks good right there. Now this purple dot, this will be really cool. Oops. Again, making sure I'm gluing on the pencil side. I'm gonna make it look like one is coming out of the slot at the bottom. All right. Putting the cap on my glue stick, putting it aside because I am done for that right now. Alrighty, artist, you have the choice as the artist. If you would like to continue to add more gumballs and really fill it up like with lots of candy, you may do that as well. All right. Now we're gonna talk about adding some details to the work. And I'm just gonna use a black and gray marker to add some details. Some details in your gumball machine might be the following. Just gonna adjust things. Okay, we wanna add some details such as, how much is your gumball gonna cost? My gumball costs 25 cents each. So I'm gonna put the price right here. And sense is like a C, but with a line through it. All right. And we can make this look more like a door that the candy will come out of by doing a big arc up and over the candy that connects to the bottom of the jar. Next, I'm going to switch to my gray marker. And gumballs are actually really shiny candy. They're not rough like sugar, even though they are made of sugar. They have a very smooth edge. And when they have a smooth edge, like a ball, they have shine to them. And we can show shine like light by adding little triangles to one side of our gumballs. Kind of like how bubbles have that as well. Our gumballs have that if you look very closely. So I'm just adding a little shine. These are just like little triangles or squares, however you want to do it. A little mark to show that they have that type of texture. All right. There we go. That is our gumball machine. Fill it up, kids. Have lots of fun. You'll notice one of mine is bigger than the other and they're not perfect. That is a-okay. Every gumball machine's different because they're filled with different types of candy. Have fun with it. Oops. Don't forget to add your shine to this one. All right. Thanks for watching. For additional resources and connections, follow and subscribe to see my artwork and the updates that are happening in Miss Dykman's art class. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.